Okay, and welcome back, everybody. This is the First Inning Radio Show live on Television Radio and tellyvizion.com. Just go over there and free and press play. I am the BX Bomber 2011 along with Roger, the big Yankee fan. Say hello, Roger.
Hello, good evening, BX Bomber. I'm a little tired tonight, but things are going pretty good, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, man, it's getting closer and closer to opening day, man, of baseball here. Just the other day, when I was coming home and passing by Yankee Stadium, I saw them bringing in the grass for the field.
Wow,
all rolled
fantastic.
up on the truck. Yeah, right. That's it. Isn't that cool? So,
yes, well, you live right there at Yankee Stadium, so you see all the activities going on. You live right across the street from Yankee Stadium, so you see all the activities and things going on.
I really wish I could document that, and see how they actually put the grass on the field and how they resurface the mound and how they dig in the home plate and all that.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
And talk about home plate. This radio show is about the umpiring. And now we just saw an article about they want to add robot umpires to call balls and strikes. And technically it's more like a laser system. Not in the way they explained it, I guess. In my theory, I think it's a robot from the Jetsons right behind home plate, you know what I mean? Calling balls and strikes. But I think it's like a laser system or something like that, right?
Well, according to Baseball America, this is Baseball America, the Independent Atlantic League has long been an innovator, and they have long been happy to blaze a trail for Major League Baseball to follow. Now the two sides have formalized what was already happening informally, as the league and Major League Baseball announced a 3-year agreement that will allow MLB to use the independent league as a test bed for rules and equipment changes. And those rule changes will be significant. While no one with the Atlantic League would confirm the changes, Baseball America has learned that the rules tweaks are expected to include moving back the pitcher's mound and using TrackMan to call balls and strikes. Both rule changes that have long been suggested but are significant enough to require plenty of in-game testing. And then it goes on from there, but that is the beginning part of it, where I don't like the idea of moving the pitcher's mound, really. I do realize that after the 1968 season, Bob Gibson had such an overpowering year, and 1968 was known as the year of the pitcher, and they lowered the pitcher's mound after that year, and lowered the height of the pitcher's mound at that point, and they called that kind of the Bob Gibson type rule,
I really doubt that Major League Baseball is gonna play with the mound or the distance or anything like that, because the game of baseball has been the same for the last 100 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not changed. So I don't think they will move it to those dimensions. And what year was it? 1898?
1893. It was set at 66 inches.
Exactly. And the game of baseball modernized in 1903, I would say. 1900.
Right, the American League came in, yes.
Yeah, so it's like the game is already over 100 and something years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 126 years now, yes.
Yeah, so it hasn't changed.
According to Baseball America, it says, and those changes that would be nearly impossible to first implement in any level of affiliated minor league baseball or the developmental Arizona Fall League, as all 30 teams would likely be hesitant to let the prospects loose on a mound that isn't 60 feet 6 inches from home plate. But the Atlantic League, which is full of veteran pitchers, many of whom have MLB experience, will give MLB an opportunity to try out a rather significant change with high-caliber players. Last year, 32 Atlantic League players signed contracts to return to affiliated ball. In past years, pitchers like Rich Hill and Scott Kazmir have pitched in the Atlantic League before successfully returning to the major league. So they may be trying. So it looks like they're going to be trying this out in the Atlantic League.
Right.
And I really don't like the idea of that much.
Well, if you push back the mound, that means the batter could see the ball better. You know.
Yes, exactly.
So it's like MLB baseball. Well, I guess whoever's doing this, thinking that the game is boring, and they want to see more hits and runs.
Yes, but also how much harder will it be for the pitcher to throw strikes from a farther distance as well? They would have to do something to the strike zone as well.
Yeah, because it's gonna turn into like softball. You know.
I know it's very hard. It's very hard to see, and that is how that is all being talked about right now. And
99 miles an hour pitch is gonna be 90 miles an hour.
By the time it gets to home plate, yeah, it would be slowing down.
And a 90 miles an hour pitch will be 80 miles an hour. It's gonna drop like 10 miles an hour from that far.
Yes, and they would be seeing the ball for a longer period of time, and I guess it would increase the hitting. But I think that's messing with the game too much. As I said, in 1968, they lowered the mound after Bob Gibson had that incredible year where he had a 1.14 earned run average, and they lowered the pitcher's mound, the height of it, by 6 inches.
Yeah, I can understand that. I don't have a problem with lowering the mound, lowering it, but moving the distance from the home plate is a problem.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
But yeah, I can see why they lowered it though, because pitchers were throwing it a lot harder. You know.
Yes. In 1968, Bob Gibson. That was the year of the pitcher, where there was very little hitting in Major League Baseball that year. A very poor amount of hitting, and I think what was it? I think Carl Yastrzemski won the batting title. I'll have to double check and look in on all of that.
Yeah, it could be
something like a 301 batting average won the batting title, really, and the league hit like about 240 or so. And Bob Gibson had that incredible year. So that's what they did there, is they lowered it by 6 inches.
See, but what baseball fans have to understand as well is that if you're asking for more runs and more rallies and all that, that makes the game take longer.
Yes, it does.
When they start going back and forth, scoring, this team scores, that team scores, the game could turn into 4 hours easily.
Well, I don't think it's really the actual length of the game. It's the pace of play that matters. Where there is action going on. There's not a lot of standing around and that kind of thing, where the pitcher is getting the ball and throwing the ball, and the pace of play is what matters.
Yeah.
The length of the game is just another thing entirely. If you're going to have a high-scoring 12 to 10 game, then it's just going to be longer. That's all it is. It's just a matter of having action in the game and not as much standing around.
Well, that's what would happen if you were to move the plate. So now we have to talk about the umpires. I wonder how they feel about that, because I know there's gonna lose jobs there. You know what I mean? Eventually.
Well, here's a little more from Baseball America. The TrackMan installations will be similar to that seen at most affiliated minor league parks. It will not be the full MLB setup where each player on the field is tracked at every moment. The Atlantic League's officials believe that the new setup and having stats provided by MLB will help more Atlantic League players sign with MLB teams. Now, each game we play will be transmitted to each of the 30 MLB clubs. A number of scouts had suggested over the past few years that we could that we could ever get TrackMan, it would make a difference in the exposure players receive. So it seems to be like a TrackMan type system, basically, where they're going to be using like a radar type system to do this sort of thing.
Well, now let's talk about the umpires now, right? The umpires, believe it or not, there are in Major League Baseball, there are 70 umpires in baseball.
Right.
And they're broken down into 17 crews.
Yeah.
Right? According to MLB.com today, MLB has added 7 new umpires have been appointed to full-time Major League umpiring staff. So now you got 77 umpires. So I don't know if that's I guess that's an extra crew.
It sounds to be, yes, it does sound to be.
You know, I don't know how many umpires are in a crew, because they always have an extra 1 or 2 or something like that.
Right, so, and in case, you know, an umpire gets injured.
Yeah, in case an umpire gets injured. So, according to MLB Baseball, umpires that work in the minor leagues, let's say A ball and double A, right? Umpires only making $2,000 a month.
Wow, yeah, that's rather low. That's about $24,000 a year.
You know, and then the triple A, they're making close to $4,000 a month in triple A, and they also get a lunch ticket for $66 for the day.
Oh, I think I could get by on $66 for food.
Hell yeah, right? Yeah. And you could be eating lovely too. I think I could spend that in Red Lobster every day.
Yeah, exactly. Holy cow.
So, you know, just to say, like, first of all, the umpires aren't making much money, you know. But I'm sorry, but that was AAA. MLB Major League umpires, they make $120,000 a year.
Wow, that's not bad. That's very decent. That's a very upper class living.
So you're making $4,000 in AAA. You're making $120,000 in MLB, and in the AA and A ball, you're making $2,000.
I see. Yeah. So obviously they want to make it up to the major league level, no doubt about it. And over $100,000 is a very nice living.
Yeah, man, and then as according to here, when they start out in the big leagues and then become senior umpires, they can earn upwards up to $300,000.
Oh, with seniority.
Right, because of seniority between spring training, a 162 game schedule, and the postseason. So so it takes up most of the year being an umpire. You know?
Right, and here's a little bit more about that. I have opened up another section. Baseball America reports the Atlantic League is expected to test out robo-umps as part of a deal with Major League Baseball. The robots would have a tracking system to call balls and strikes, as well as provide in-depth data about every pitch. It could also help speed up games. A robo-ump has been used twice before in a professional setting. One game each in 2015 and 2016 in the Pacific Association. During those games, a former MLB outfielder voiced the calls made by the robot. So it is a very interesting idea, and they have an opinion poll. And they were asking, should MLB use robot umpires? And you could put in your opinion, yes or no. And I don't know how to feel about it right now. I feel that there should be a certain element of humanity in the game.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's good that we have. I think it's good that we have instant replay and that kind of thing for disputed calls. But we also have to have a certain element of humanity in the game. I mean, we want to see human beings participating in baseball. Do we want to see a bunch of robots? Do we want to see robot players hitting baseball 600 feet? You know,
that's true.
we want to see human players at their best physical condition and their skills playing baseball and participating in baseball.
You see, here's the thing about the radar. The only good thing about it is that it can be used to, to challenge a strike, and,
right.
I think eventually, if they want to use this type of technology, right, they're gonna have to eventually give away the rule of not arguing balls and strikes, because it's really an unwritten rule. In actuality, it's unwritten rule to argue balls and strikes. So if they can implement the radar system to check out balls and strikes, that would be good for playoff time, because that could be crucial, to an inning strikeout or not.
But then here's the whole situation about that. I mean, if you're arguing balls and strikes, how many times is a player going to say, check this call, check this call, check this call, and they'd be constantly going to the radar to check out to see what the radar tracking system said. It would really slow down the game quite a bit if the player's challenging every pitch.
Well, no, they're not going to be able to challenge every pitch, because just like they have instant replay right now, you're only allowed to challenge one time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And if you get it wrong, you lose your challenge. But if you get it right, you keep your challenge.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
So they can maybe add 2 challenges, a strike one and a regular play, or just add just keep the one challenge. That's it. And if you want to use your challenge on the strike, you can use it on the strike. If you want to use your challenge on a guy catching the ball, you can use it on that. But you have to. But you get only one shot with it. That's it. So you have to use it wisely.
I see what you're saying. Exactly. And otherwise, I just wanted to say a little bit about, it's interesting. We'll see what all goes on. It's going to be happening in the Atlantic League. And I wanted to say, as far as today's Yankee spring training game, the Yankees played the Pittsburgh Pirates at George M. Steinbrenner Field, and the Yankees had a 8-6 win. And J. Happ did give up 3 runs, and Adam Ottavino did give up 2 runs. They got hit a little bit. They were working on pitch location and their velocity and their pitch location, and they did give up runs to the Pittsburgh Pirates. J. Happ gave up 2 home runs and gave up 3 runs, and Adam Ottavino gave up 2 runs on a double. And
Troy Tulowitzki hit a home run.
Yes, Troy Tulowitzki hit another blast. He hit another nice home run. And Tyler Wade also hit a home run as well. And the Yankees had an 8-6 victory today in spring training baseball. So that was very nice. And so the Yankees continue on in spring training. And the day before was a rain-shortened game. The Yankees lost 10-4, and that was a rain-shortened game. And the Yankee pitchers did not fare too well on that one. But it is all just spring training. It's all a matter of the players getting themselves in shape and working on different aspects of their game and getting themselves prepared for the season.
Well, how you feel about Greg Bird hitting another home run? And then he trotted around the bases like it took forever.
I know. I think it's going to be quite a challenge. Greg Bird has put some weight on, too. He's gained about 20 pounds coming into spring training.
Yeah, he looks like he has some thicker legs there. Pause. But
yeah, he's put a bit of weight on, and he knows he has to perform this spring because it's him and Luke Boyd challenging for that first base position, and Luke Boyd is also off to a very decent start as well. So it'll be quite a competition for first base.
So what's the deal with Clint Frazier going to the minor leagues? What the hell is that about?
I don't know. I have not double checked on that, but what I saw is they may want to start him down in the minors. I'll look into it a little bit further, but I just saw a headline about that. I did not go into the article, but I saw a headline about them wanting to start Clint Frazier in the minors, and I don't quite get that. I think he would be the fourth outfielder.
Yeah, because you have Stanton as your DH.
Yeah, well, I see. Just not enough room because. Yes, Stanton has the DH, exactly. So
he has the DH spot, and then you have your 4 outfielders.
Right, they could carry both Gardner and Clint Frazier.
Yeah. So I don't understand why. So they actually, in all reality, they have 5 outfielders.
Right.
So I don't understand why they're gonna send them down like that.
Yeah, I'll look more into it on our next radio show. I'll have a little bit more information about that concerning Clint Frazier.
Tomorrow, we'll find out tomorrow because tomorrow's March 1st. And on March 1st is the day that you make the team. And if you don't make the team, you do not get the contract bonus, spring training bonus money.
I see.
And you got to go on your way to AAA Rail Riders, wherever that is.
Oh yeah, that's Scranton Wilkes-Barre, as we talked about in the minor league radio show.
Which I have a problem with because Staten Island Yankees is a boring stadium to go to. We spoke about that, I think, off the air before.
Yeah, and, we talked about it on the air. Yeah, talked about it on the air.
And I believe they should really switch the teams. Bring the Rail Riders to Staten Island. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they need to do, and then we could see them because they moved their AAA team from Trenton. They were the Trenton Thunder. And
then they still have that. That's their AA affiliate.
Yeah, but that was the AAA affiliate, though.
Before. Oh, I see.
Trenton Thunder was the AAA, and that's where they all went to rehab and do their starts and all that. Then it's only a few years now they switched over to the Rail Riders.
Right.
So, they should just bring them guys to Staten Island, man. It would be so much better. Then you could see Greg Bird play first base, right?
It would be better for call-ups, and that's for sure. They just take a trip across the city in Yankee Stadium especially for the bullpen, when they're constantly calling pitchers up and down.
Oh man, absolutely. And you know what? I would kill them on the autographs. Oh, yeah. Man, you get all the future Yankees right there, man. Bam. You don't even got to go to Stratton, Wilkes-Barre, wherever the hell that is. You go right over the... right. You go right over the water, and it's right there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. Scranton is a tough... It used to be a tough steel town in eastern Pennsylvania, and that's a real blue-collar... working town, the Scranton Wilkes-Barre area of Pennsylvania in eastern Pennsylvania, and that's where the Yankees have their AAA
and the number one team here is the Brooklyn Cyclones, man. The Brooklyn Cyclones, they know how to throw a party over there. They know how to treat the fans. They know how to do everything right over there. And I don't understand why. Well, they are the Mets affiliated team. They're the AA team for the Mets, and a lot of ball players came up to the major leagues from the Cyclones, like Angel Pagan came from there.
Right.
So the Cyclones, they know how to really be fan friendly, and family friendly. And the Yankees, they're trying in Yankee Stadium. But Staten Island is horrible over there. It's dead.
Yeah, I can't really say anything about it. I haven't been there yet.
It's dead. The best thing about going to the game in Staten Island is the boat ride and seeing the Statue of Liberty. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And before we run out of time, I want to get in a little bit about Bryce Harper. And Bryce Harper has now signed a 13-year contract for $330 million with the Philadelphia Phillies. A 13-year contract. $330 million, and he is set taking it to the bank now with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, man, 13 years. That's gonna make you a Hall of Famer if he has a great career.
coming into his age 26 season. And the Yankees were just not big on signing these big-name free agents. As we've discussed, the Yankees have a very strong team that won 100 games. I mean, you have a team with Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton and Gary Sanchez and Miguel Andujar and Clint Frazier and Brett Gardner and a great pitching staff and bullpen. They have a very solid team right now, and I can understand how the Yankees would want to concentrate on signing their own players and giving their own players extensions rather than trying to get two huge contracts from out of the system.
Well, if you look at it, that's how major league teams are saving money, and they're pocketing the profit. They're all pocketing the profit, because if you're homegrown in your own players like Chicago and the Yankees and Boston and other teams, you know, you don't have to spend money for 6 years on this guy. You know what I mean? And you're gonna use them up, and then you bring in the right pawn and people to help you win the World Series. You know,
you bring in pieces.
You bring in pieces, and that's what the Houston Astros have done. You know, they came from the National League, and they build, and they won the World Series.
Exactly.
How long did it take them to do that? What, 5 years?
I remember in 2014 they were terrible. It took about 2014, 15, 16, 17, 3 years they were in the World Series.
Wow, 3 years. I thought it was more. Look at that.
They were rebuilding before 2014. They were terrible for quite a number of years.
Yeah, but they moved to the American League, though. That's the thing. You know, and then they became better.
And then, of course, Altuve came along, and they started working with Altuve and Bregman, and really got things going.
Yeah, man, Bergman. He has a great YouTube channel. Check that one out.
I will. I will, exactly.
And he's all right.
The Yankees look like they'll be a strong team again this year.
Yeah, man, they got the team to make it. I just want to hear Aaron Boone talk like we're going to win the World Series, you know? He ain't sounding like we're going to win the World Series. I want to hear you say it. We're going to win the World Series. You know what I mean? And start believing it, you know?
Right,
Because I feel like Aaron Boone is doubting himself when he talks.
Oh, well, he feels that he's much more confident with the organization this year and has a better grasp on the team and the organization and has a year of experience and feels confident. He does feel confident. But, you know, no one can predict anything. You know, saying we're going to win the World Series, definitely, that's kind of foolish to do. You know, no one can guarantee that.
Yeah, but that's what the Yankees did in 1996. 1998, 99. That's what they said. We here to play to win the World Series. That's it. We going to World Series. That's all they ever said. Jeter,
we play today, we win today. That's it.
And Jeter will tell you, I'm here to win a championship. That's the goal. And we're gonna play every day to win a championship.
I know. Jeter always